During the summer months, when we get most of our animals, we will get 200 to 300 animals a day coming into this facility. And in order to make room for those 200 to 300 that are coming in, we have to kill 200 to 300 a day. It's amazing to us who work in humane societies to listen to the reasons why people turn animals into us and don't want them anymore. We live in a throwaway society. Animals are thrown away like the trash, like bicycles that aren't used anymore. One woman didn't want her Siamese cats anymore because she redecorated, and it didn't match the furniture. That sounds amazing, but that's the truth. Other people don't want them for a myriad of reasons. They bark too much, they don't bark enough, they're too playful, they're not playful enough. And we hear people say to us, gee, we let her have one litter of puppies because we wanted our children to see the miracle of birth. A very wise person years ago in the Humane movement answered that statement by saying, fine, when the puppies have grown up and you can't find home for them and you bring them to us, bring your children down and let them watch the miracle of death.
There's a key word when you adopt an animal, is responsibility. And I feel that before a family adopts an animal, they should get together and they should make a list, and they should just put on this list what the needs are and what they're going to have to do when they adopt an animal. There's the feeding, there's the caring, there's the veterinarian bills, there's the food bills, there's the training, there's the licensing. There's who's going to take care of the animal when they go away on vacation. Are we going to board the animal? Are we going to leave it with somebody? And there's a lot of responsibility when you adopt an animal. It's like almost like a child. And you just have to take care of them. And I don't think some people realize that. I think when they adopt a puppy, they're cute, they're cuddly when they're small, but they do grow up.
She needs to be well trained. She needs obedience school, I think. Well, you got obedience school. Well, I'm not going to afford that. I've had trouble at home with the dog. How long have you had it for? How long? 2 weeks. 2 weeks? Yeah. What I was worried about was her getting along with our cats. And that wasn't the problem at all. She gets along with other animals real well.
Yeah, it usually takes a little bit longer than 2 weeks to start really, getting used to it, settling down.
I think it's going to take longer than that. I really do. I know she's still got puppy in her, and that's why she's hyper like this. But
so pretty.
She's a good dog. Someone will take her. We did.
Is this your leash?
Yeah. No distance.
I get very, very close with the animals. I feel, I do get attached, and it's very hard. Before I started working here, I knew there was a population problem. I knew, the litters that people were letting their dogs have. I knew that it shouldn't happen, but until I came to work here, I didn't really know the number of animals that come in, and the very, very few that go out the door as adoptions. And it's very disheartening. The way they think we put animals down is the biggest misconception. They think we either gas them, or because we have a bug zapper in the euthanasia room, they think that we electrocute them. And they come in thinking that their dog's just running around loose, males and females mixed up, which is untrue. We don't want any breeding going on already that we can't stop.
Hello? The animal control people abandoned the animals and boarded them up under a house? Okay, yeah, let me come down there and look at the file, and we'll call them right away. The Humane Society is here to prevent cruelty to animals. That's our purpose. We do a lot of things towards that purpose. We educate. We have 2 people in the schools that are going out. We put out a magazine. We talk to people on the phone. We handle over 600 calls a day during the summer. We investigate when there's cruelty. And we do all these good things to help animals, to keep them as well as we possibly can keep them. And then we kill them. We kill them because there's not enough room. We kill them because there are just too many of them. Dogs are euthanized with care and with love. The animal is brought into the euthanasia room, is petted and comforted. While the animal's on the table, its paw is held and extended. The leg is shaved. The technician locates the vein, inserts a fine needle into the vein, and injects the animal with sodium pentobarbital. Within 3 to 5 seconds, the animal is totally unconscious and then dead. Cats are a little more difficult because their veins are smaller, and they sometimes are a little more recalcitrant than dogs. And a fine needle, a very fine needle, is inserted into the stomach cavity. It's called an intraperitoneal injection. Within a minute or 2, that animal is unconscious and dead. We keep animals that are brought to us by the animal control wardens for at least 72 hours. In our case, it's always longer than that because we don't count the first day or the hours of the first day the animal comes in, and we don't count the last day as part of those 72 hours. So there's at least 72 hours kept for every animal that comes in here that's stray. If the animal has identification on it or any way, shape, or form, we have an idea who owns it, they're automatically held for 10 days. Phone calls are made, letters are sent out to these people saying your animal's here, please come get it. Most of them don't.
Half of them don't have a chance. They don't have any ID. They're running out on the street. We pick them up. They get injured. Who takes care of them? We do. Nobody cares enough. They didn't care enough to put ID on them in the first place. So we take care of them, you know. We nurse the puppies back to health. I've nursed a mother dog once because the litter puppies came in. They were too small to eat, and I wanted to see if I could save them. I nursed 2 different dogs because the mothers wouldn't accept them. Dr. Zaki finally convinced me that it wasn't worth it to do that every 3 hours, but I wanted to do it. I wanted to save those puppies. Most people wouldn't care. I mean, if they abandoned them in the first place, obviously they don't care.
I checked my calendar before. I'm down in Larry's office right now, and we'll meet Tuesday at about 10 o'clock. How's that? Right. Thanks a lot, Dan. Bye. He says he didn't know anything about it. He's going to talk to Jackie and see what Jackie says. If an animal is turned in by an owner who no longer wants it, that animal is evaluated as to temperament by us. It's given a thorough medical examination by our veterinary staff, and if it passes that, it's put up for adoption.
First, we just take a general look at the dog, make sure he's healthy. Our policy is if it's over 4 years old, we almost always don't check it because we feel that puppies have a much better chance of getting adopted than a dog over 4. And if everything checks out, you know, he's in good health, nice and, you know, fat, healthy looking, then we'll take him into the vet's office and the vet will check him over, make sure he doesn't have any ear problems, teeth problems, make sure that he doesn't have any kind of a disease, he's wormed. And if everything checks out, then we give him a vaccination. And from there, we take him into the adoption kennel, or if it's a puppy, put him in the puppy room and put a tag on him, put the notice on the cage saying when he came in, he was vaccinated, and put him in there. And usually they'll stay in there for a good week, week and a half, sometimes 2 weeks. Hopefully they get adopted before then, but not always.
It can last in adoption for a week, 2 weeks. Some special ones longer. We shouldn't do that. We should treat everyone the same, but we all fall in love with them as as we are wont to do from time to time. So some animals will stay longer than 2 weeks, and miraculously they get adopted, and that's when we feel great. And we even have a little sort of an inner party with the people that adopt them and thank them for taking this special animal that we liked and interact with them in that way. And hopefully that'll make that animal be in a home a lot more permanent than it was before it came here.
If I didn't care for animals, I wouldn't be working here. I love animals. That's why I'm here. And I don't love what I'm doing when I'm euthanizing an animal. It really hurts. I don't love any part of it. But I'd rather be doing it humanely than having that poor little thing out in the street getting hit by a car, or being abused by some children, or some kitten being attacked by a pit bull. And I keep asking people, what's more humane? The first time that I was back in euthanasia, I had approximately put to sleep 115 animals that day. I went home and I was very, very bitter and very angry toward the public. And I saw this little puppy on the table. This little puppy's just looking at me with these big brown eyes and saying, why me? What did I do wrong? And I feel that in the long run, the animals probably get more love in the last few seconds of their life when they're back there than they probably ever did.
We always put the mothers down first and make sure that she's down before we do the puppies, because I know that there's a mother-baby bond that she can feel when her puppies are in pain. If a puppy, squeals or something, that's gotta hurt her. And I know that it's much better to put the mother down. Personally, I like to leave the litters outside. I don't like to have them in the room. I do the mother first and then bring the litters in. It makes me very mad that their irresponsibility comes down to something that I have to take care of. It makes you very cold. I get very angry at people who bring in, say, a 12-year-old dog and want to put it up for adoption. And I feel so awful because I can't sit there and say, well, how many times have you went and adopted a 12-year-old dog when there's, 14 puppies out there that have a much better chance? And you get mad at the people who bring in dogs that have obviously been neglected, abused, and you feel like you should just say something and you can't. And you think you're responsible because you're the one who's doing all the killing, but you're not really. It's actually the people that are letting it happen, and it all comes back to us. This is, that's part of our job that we have to take care of.
We are handling 40,000 live cats and dogs a year in this facility, and that's unconscionable. Years ago, it used to be 70,000. We're down to 40 now, but we're not dropping anymore. And I blame us, because the Humane Society is here to educate people to be kind to animals, to prevent cruelty, to stop breeding. And somehow, even though we have a dynamite education program, we're not getting to everybody. We're trying very hard. We have 10,000 donor members now in this society. And we're trying to get to them through our publications saying, hey, you educate too. It's not just us. We can't do everything. We can talk to so many kids and we can talk to so many adults, but we're not hitting the 1.3 million population here, evidently, because we keep getting animals in. Maybe what we should do is force everyone who turns in an animal for a frivolous reason to come down and watch that animal be euthanized. And maybe they would think the next time before they got an animal. Some animals that come to us are very much afraid. The biggest thing they have to give is their life, and unfortunately they do. We don't want them to feel any anxiety, any pain, any trauma. An animal that shows the least bit of fear or the least bit of aggression is given a tranquilizer. And they're set aside after the tranquilizer for 5 or 10 minutes until the trank takes hold, and they're much more calm and they're much more tractable. When rigor mortis has started to set in, the animals are placed in barrels and put into the freezer. 3 times a week, a trucking company comes down, picks up those barrels with a specially devised truck, and takes them to the rendering plant in the Sacramento area. There the animals are rendered into primarily bone meal, which is used as fertilizer. Some fats are used that come from the animal. We become the villains in this piece because people don't want them anymore.
You know, the mother goes out and gets pregnant, comes back and has a litter of puppies, and they, oh, aren't they cute? And then 4 weeks later, we can't keep them. Well, they, bring the puppies in. Do they spay the mother? No. They let her have another 3 or 4 litters. Oh, we can't keep them. Bring them down after every 4 weeks. And all they have to do is spay the dog. They don't want the litters. Why are they letting her have them? And we are the ones that have to sit there and deal with it. We're the ones that have to put him down, knowing that this puppy is perfectly healthy. He's cute. He's happy. But nobody wants him. He's going to sit there forever. No one's going to come and adopt him.
I don't think that telling them that 15 million cats and dogs in this country are killed every year is good enough, because they don't relate to that. I think we have to go on a whole new educational program, and we have to tell people, hey, you don't want the dog spotting on your carpet, get it spayed. You don't like the male cats coming around and yowling under your window, get that cat spayed. You don't like to see your male cat come home with his ears torn and bloody, get him neutered. You don't like to see the male dog put out in the yard and jump the fence because he smells a female in season, get him neutered. We hear in Europe that there's not too much of a stray dog and cat problem because it costs a lot more to get a license to own one, and the laws are enforced better over there, so they tell us. Maybe we need a law, I know we need a law that says that no animal shelter or pound can adopt an animal unless they get it spayed or neutered. And if they don't do that, they're going to be violating the law. They're going to have penalties brought down upon them.
There is definitely a high turnover of employees here. And I think the main problem is, I would mainly say burnout.
First, you have to love animals. Second, you have to care. You have to be able to work with people, talk with people, deal with the irates, deal with the nice people. And we do have a lot of friendship, especially the ER technicians. When we're working in there 8 hours a day together, doing that, you have to. I mean, you couldn't be in there with someone you didn't like. It's a bad enough situation as it is. And it's just great that we really all get along. We have a good time. We celebrate birthdays, water fights.
I mean, we talk it out every now and then. We get upset, we cry, and we get our feelings out.
I like it because I can help. I know I'm helping a little bit. I'm not helping a lot, but I am helping that one dog that gets adopted, that one puppy that lives, the one puppy that can go out there and be accepted by a mother that doesn't have any puppies. I know I can help that much more.
If we gave every animal away without any thought whatsoever to what kind of home it went to, anybody that walked in the door, or if we stood on the street corner and gave them away, we would still be killing about 70% of the animals that come in here because there just aren't enough homes.